Yeah, in SSRS, we have discussed about drill down report last time, and then today let's discuss about drill through report. Okay, so let me create a new RTL, new item, choose the report, and then give the report a name. Let's say drill through. Okay, and then we need to add data source, and I'm gonna use the share data source, which is ds underscore adw. Click on OK. Right. So now coming to data sets. Right. So we need to create a data set, which is nothing but we need to write a SQL code, which will fetch the data from SQL table. Right. So what is drill through then? Okay. So drill through is nothing but if let's say I have this data set code which I have written, and what I'm doing here is I'm trying to join two tables from AdventureWorks. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking how much sales have been done by the each individual customer based on the orders, right? So for that, so I don't have the customer information in the fact internet sales where I can get the sales amount, but because of that, to get name, I have joined the dim customer based on the customer key. So customer key is the common column between fact internet sales table and then dim customer table, and then I'm selecting name from dim customer and sales amount and then order date from the fact internet sales, right? So and then since why I'm using this group by is other than the aggregate fields, rest all columns we should keep in the group by, right? So that is the reason I am using group by the other two columns, right? So I am just commented out the where clause here. So let me show you the data for this data set code. Yeah, see here you can see Diaz Frank has made some 3 orders, right? And the order sum is $805, right? On 2013-07-10. But see here, I can see only the summarization of data, right? So he has placed 3 orders. But if I want to check the order details, then here I can see only count, right? But if I want to check on which date he ordered and what the product it is, what is the product name, so all this information here it is not available, right? So drill through is nothing but so initial level will display the summarization of the data like this, and then if you want to view the detail level, we'll just click on this count in the report, and then the report will navigate to the another report. There it will display the detail level of information. But whereas drill through what is happening, guys? Drill through here, the initial level of data is displaying. So here we did not display the aggregated values, but we are displaying only textual attributes. But if it is aggregation also, if similar view of data, if you display the drill down, initial level, this data will be displayed as the count as 3. Once you expand it, then you can see the detail level, right? So the same thing happening in the drill down report. But when it comes to drill through, so we have to click on the option. Let me show you it here only. Let's say you have Australia, right? So if I click on Australia, then the report will navigate to another report, and then it will display the result set. So that is what the drill through is nothing but. So I hope you understand. Otherwise, let's wait until we achieve it. So you'll get to know, right? So I'm going to use this data set for drill through, and there are 2 parameters we are using, right? So let me create it. So this is my data set code. Select the data source and then give the data set a name, ds underscore fact internet sales FIS. I'm giving refresh fields. My syntax is correct. Go to options. Yeah, click on OK. right? So now, guys, till now we have discussed about tablix, right? So today we're gonna use matrix. Okay, so matrix. See here, if you let me drag tablix also, you can see the difference. See here, if you mouse over it, only the columns you can add it here in the row level, right? But if you observe matrix, you can see row level and also the column level as well, right? So there will be introductory question, what is the difference between tablix and matrix? We have to answer like, for tablix we can add a fields only on the row level, but whereas for matrix we can add both on row level as well as the column level, right? See here you can see aggregation as well, grouping. The same thing grouping we can do on the row level for row level and then column level for matrix, whereas for tablix we can do grouping only on the row level. We have done, right? So for the drill down report grouping, so that we can do it on the only row level for tablix, and whereas on both row level as well as the column level for matrix, right? So those two are the differences between tablix and then matrix. So remember those points, guys. There will be interview question on that. And now on the row column, I'm just choosing the names, okay, the customer name, and then on the column level, I'm choosing the order date, for which date the orders are placing, right? See here, I'll just choose how many orders, right? See on the row level, I'm choosing customer name, and the column level, I'm choosing the order date, and then here the sum of count, right? So let's make it view better. I'll just give the borders here. So for that, highlight the row and give the border color as black, right? And do the same for bottom row as well. Change it to black. Yeah, save it. So now if you preview it, you need to pass the order date and then order end date parameter value, right? So for order date, so let's get distinct order dates from the table. Okay, we'll give option for the user to select it, right? So I'm just creating a data set code for order date. Select distinct order dates. So I'll just use cast. You know, right? Why do we use cast? So it will display only the date as order date. Okay, this is why I'm using join is why, because the main data set code also we are using joins, right? So based on that only data will be displayed. So that is the reason I am using join for order filter data set code as well, right? So these are the different dates we have it. Copy it and then create a data set code. So right click on add data set. Use a data set embedded in my report and paste the code. And my data set name is dataset underscore. I'm creating this data set for order date, right? So let's give order date. Refresh fields, click on OK, right? So for order end date, what we need to do is we need to select the today's date, right? So whatever the starting date I'll select, and that date to till today, I have to see the orders, right? So order ended directly we can give the get date. So add a data set code for order end date, and we can just directly give get date ts underscore order end date, right? So here I'll just choose select cast of get date. Guys, are you getting any background noise? As date as order end date. Guys, are you getting any background noise? Is it okay? Okay.
Getting, but it is okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm selecting. I'm just choosing the get date as order end date. Okay. Now I'm passing this data set code for these filters, right? So allow multiple values, or else maybe leave it for now. I'll just choose available values, get values from query, order date, order date, order date, right? Okay, and then order end date. By default, will give get date, order end date, and then order end date, right? Save it. Now we are passing values for filters as well, right? So straight away, why I have created values for data set code for parameters is, you all know, right? So as we have already discussed about the cascade parameterized report. So I know why I am create. You all know why I am created the data set code for these filters. So now let's preview it. Okay. See, by default, see now it is displaying, even though we selected date, here it is displaying time as well, right? So did we choose the data types for these parameters? No, right? So let's choose the date and time. Change it. Why? Because these are the date fields, right? So let's select, instead of text, choose the date type. Save, preview. See, now you can see the dates. Okay. Now select one value here. I'm just choosing one order date and then click on view report. For the first time, it will take some time, guys. So let's wait. I think it returned fast. See, here we need to do some formatting, right? And we don't have background color. And here, if you can see here, and the time as well is displaying, and the report data is displaying in multiple pages. I have almost 6 rows, right? So now, see here, wherever the values are there, you can see it. But do you think the color is fine, guys? Can we make it wherever the values are there? Can we make it blue color or different color so that data will be highlighted, right? So let's do that. Before that, let's give background color, and then we have to select only the date format here instead of the time as well. So to do that, formats, so we can just choose, right click on the text box properties, and then go to number and go to date. Here you can see the different date formats. Whatever you want to select, you can select it. So I want to choose this format so that the data will display only this format, right? So I'll repeat it. You just need to right click on the text box, choose text box properties, and go to number. And within that, see whatever the format which you want to select, you can go to that. So here I want to select date. That's why I've clicked on the date and chosen my date format. Okay. And then I'm giving the background color here. Save it. Now I'm previewing the data. View report. See, now data is displaying in the format which we have chosen, right? And now my next agenda is, I want to display the numbers in wherever the values are there. I want to highlight it in the blue color, right? If there is a blank, leave it as it is. But if wherever there is a number, I want to display it in the blue color, font color, right? So for that, what you need to do is, so it is the font for this value, right? So click on the text box, go to properties, and here you can see font color, right? So go there and then click on the expression. Okay. And here choose the field, on which field you want to do the color coding. So go to, let me repeat it. So click on the text box, go to properties, and on the color, click on the expression. And here, on which field you want to write expression, you need to choose it. So go to dataset code here, fields. This is the dataset code which we are using for this matrix, right? So this is the column, correct? So double click on that, it will appear here. So now if you want to use color coding, you need to use the if expression. So in SSRS, if will be written in IIF. Okay, if fields.counts.value equals to 0. If it is 0, then display it in black, otherwise blue. This is how the expression you should read. You should write. Right, simple. If fields dot value equals to 0, if it is 0, then display the value in black, otherwise blue. Simple expression, guys. So click on OK, save it, and if you click on preview now, choose it, view report. Yeah, can you see data is now displaying in the blue color? Correct. So now let's try to display the data in a single page. So right click, Tablix properties, click on the option keep together on one page if possible. So save it. Now preview it again. Let's check whether the data is displaying in a single page or not. So I'm going to choose one value and then view report. See, so data is displaying in a single page, right? So this is how the summary report looks like. See, now whatever I have explained initially, for Alvarez Mary, she ordered 3 orders on 25th of January 2014, right? But here I can see only the count of orders, but can I see the details of the order here? No, right? So if I click on these 3 also, the report is not navigating anywhere, right? So if you want to achieve that, the detail level of report also, if you want to view for these 3 orders, we need to achieve the drill through. So what happens, if you see as of now, if I mouse over the cursor here, you can see only the normal cursor symbol, right? So but when you achieve a drill through, the handshake symbol will be displayed. Okay, so I'll tell you how to do that drill through. Before that, if you want to display these 3 values, we need to create one more detail report, right? Why? Because the backend, again, we have to create one more RDL, and we have to point that RDL to this text box. Clear? See, if you want to view a detail level of these orders information, you need to create one more report, and we have to point that report to this text box here, right? So I hope you understand. Any questions, guys, till now? We need to create one more detailed report. And did you all get it? Why we need to create? Or any questions till now? No? Okay. If not, let me create a detailed report. So I'm adding one more report here. Add new item, report, and then the name as detailed report. Add. Yeah. Right. So I'm just creating a data source. And my data source name is ds underscore edw, and use share data source. So are you getting it? What is the purpose of share data source? We no need to create again the data source every time. We can create once and we can utilize the same data source again and again. Okay. Click on OK. And now data set code. See, the data set code, what we need to do is we need to use the same tables, but instead of summarization, we need to get the detail level of information for that orders, right? So the query will be similar. I'm just same joins, right? And same filter, but extra what I have added here is there is one extra parameter I have added. So for now, I'll not include this one. Why? Because you need to know why I'm adding this one. So I'll add you later. Okay. For now, I'll use only this select statement. Okay. What I'm doing here is I'm just selecting a name from dim customer table and then all the values from the fact internet sales table. Okay. So let me show you the data. This is what I'm selecting it from that both the tables, and you can see on which date ship date happened, and then what is the unit price, extended amount for that orders, right? You can see all this information in the detail level of report. So for that reason, I have written this dataset code, which is the same joins with the fact internet sales along with the dim customer based on customer key, right? So I'm just copying till here, and you will get to know why I am using this extra filter later. I'll tell you. Okay. So let me add a dataset code. Add dataset. Choose data source, and then refresh fields. Give the data set a name, ds underscore fact internet sales, and then click on OK. So now, guys, if you created also, here also we have parameters, right? So we need to create again data sets for the parameters, right? So let's choose that ddw and then ds underscore order date, right? And then same data set could we can give it here for order date, distinct order date, and yeah, okay. And for order end date, it will be same date like we did it for the main report, which is summary report we'll call. Okay. Select cost of get date as date. I'm just giving alias name as order end date. Here as well, ds underscore order end date. Refresh fields, click on OK, right? So now I'm gonna pass default values and also the available values. Order date, order date, order date, and then default values, order date, order date, right? And also we need to make these to date type, data type, right? So click on OK, and then order end date. It should be get values from query, order end date, yeah, and then default values, order end date, order end date, and the data type we should select date type, right? So save it. Now I need to show this data on this field which we have selected here in the detailed report, right? So here to display these items, we need only tablix is enough. Matrix is not required. So add the tablix report and then add your columns. See here three data set codes are there, right? On which data sets you need to add the columns it is asking. I'll just choose data from this name, and then I'll not choose all the columns. Maybe only few columns you will select, guys. So why unnecessary columns you need to choose? Extend amount. And then to add columns, add it and then add to right. Add the fields. Add it. Add to left. Okay. Okay, I'll be just adding the fields. And then I'm just doing the formatting changes here, right? Border colors and then background colors. Okay. Okay, I have given the formatting changes. Now, I think let me expand the each row to get the column names visible. The field names instead of column names, let's use field names. Right. So this is my detail level of information. It should display once I click on the summary level report here. If I click on the count, I should display all these fields, the record count, the record information as well. So I think let's disable default values for the order date. It will take a lot of time. So I'll just remove the default values here. We'll just choose the value. Okay, if you pass all the values, it will take a lot of time to display. For that purpose, I just disabled it and I'll choose my parameter value. So can you see the information here? And if we scroll down, we can see the data, right? But now here also we need to do some formattings, correct? See here you can see the date is in improper order. So if you want to display the price in 1000 separator, right? We can do that as well. So if you go to last page, right? So everywhere we need to do some formattings. So let's do that. So for the order dates, if you want to give the formatting only the date, so choose right click on the text box, go to text box properties, number. Since we need to do the date formats, choose the date and select your own format. So this time I'm going to select this format, click on OK, which is year, month, and then date. And also let's do it for the other field as well. Text box properties, number, date, and then the format. Okay, this will give you a date only. It will display the date instead of time, right? So let's do view the changes before doing other changes, right? Can you see it now? You can see only the date. Okay, so now let's do it some other formatting for this number values, right? Amounts. So if you want to display all these amounts with the 1000 separators, as of now you can see after dot, I think, I don't know whether you have observed or not. So after dot you can see some 2 to 3 characters, right? Can you see dot 9900 are there? So instead of that, can we make it only 2? Can we restrict only 2 numbers? So let's try to do that. Okay, so come to design, right click on the text box properties, and then go to number. And since this is the numerical fields, right? So you just need to change the number format. That's it. Earlier we changed it for the date field, right? So that's the reason why you have clicked on the date. Now we are doing a change for numeric fields. So that is the reason why use this one. And then you can see 1000 separator, and by default you can see decimal places. See whatever the options which you have selected, you can see the sample value. If it is 12,345, after 12 you can see comma 345 dot. After that, if you have any value, it will display only the 2 digits, right? That is what you can see here. And then do the same. And also for negative numbers, how you want to display, whether in the bracket or with the minus symbol, right? Which way you want to show it, you have to choose that one. So but in real time we will choose within the brackets. Why? Because if it is there is a negative trend in the report, so let's not highlight and it will give a bad impact on the user. So instead of giving minus, let's display it in the brackets, right? So mostly we'll prefer this one, but in your organization, whatever the company which you got selected, so they'll tell you which formatting you need to use for the negative numbers. Don't worry about that. Okay. So this is what my options I have selected for these numbers, and then do the same for other values as well. So I click on the text box properties, go to number, choose number here, use thousand separator, and then negative value should be here. So if you want to increase after dot, if you want to use 3 values, you can increase it, right? You can increase like this. So by default it will be 2. So let it be 2. Okay. And okay. And then sales amount, text box properties, go to number, use thousand separator, click on okay. And same for tax amount, text box properties, number, go to number, use thousand separator, right? Save it. Now let me go to drill through and preview it. I'll choose a parameter value which is the date, and then if I click on view report, see guys, this value, what are the parameters it is depending on this text box value, guys? How is this value get displayed, or this value, any value here? What is the dependency for this value? What parameters we need to pass? See, once you point the detailed report, if you click on this, what are the parameters we need to pass? Do I need to pass date? Do I need to pass the name? My question is, this value is dependent on which fields? Is it the both date and also name, or only date or only name?
Both name and date.
Right? Agree, right? So both date and then name. Why? Because see, if we can see here in the design itself, you can get to know this text box is dependent on the date and also the name as well. So that is the reason why we need to add this extra filter for the detail level of report, right? So we need to pass name as well from main report to the detailed report, right? So that's we're gonna discuss in the next class, or else maybe guys, can you join back for 20 minutes? I'll just try to finish it. If not, maybe I'll take tomorrow will be the final class. But anyway, join back for just 20 minutes. Okay. I'll send you link, quickly join back.